There's not a single line on this face, not at the eyes, not at the mouth, nowhere at all. The older black woman in the photograph is 74 years old. Behind her, on the vanity, sits one small green jar, a jar of Pond's with the lid half off. That jar is where all of it started. Her name was Lucille, and she lived on U Street in Washington. Here is what she never had, not once in her whole life. No needle, no filler, no doctor for the skin, no $40 serum, no cream that swore it could turn the clock backward. Just a row house in LeDroit Park, that one jar of Pond's, and a few things that cost almost nothing. People spent years asking black women like Lucille the very same question: why does your face not age? And the answer is not the one the counter wants to sell you. Lucille did not erase her lines. She simply never let them start. Everything the older black woman did was aimed at one single thing: stopping the crease before it ever had the chance to form. Because a line prevented cost you nothing. A line fought costs a fortune forever. Black women on U Street knew that hard math without ever writing it down. Lucille knew 13 ways to keep a face smooth for a whole lifetime. We are counting all 13. From the vanity in LeDroit Park, down to the one belief underneath it all. Stay close with me. Number 13. Before the day began, Lucille reached for the other Pond's jar, not the cold cream. The Vanishing cream, thinner, made for the morning or U Street. She smoothed a little of it over the whole face before she ever stepped outside. It sank straight in and left no shine at all. And that is where the name came from. It laid a soft coat between the older black woman and the wind and the cold air. Skin that stays covered stays soft. Skin left bare dries out and starts to line. Pond's built a whole empire on that one little jar. Black women bought it by the case. The moisturizer aisle in the store is worth tens of billions of dollars a year now. Lucille paid pennies for a jar that lasted her the better part of a season. A covered face in the morning meant a smooth face for years. That was the very first thing she did, every single day, in LeDroit Park. Number 12. Lucille never once put hot water on her face. At the basin on U Street, the older black woman used it cold, or cool at the warmest. In the summer heat, she would even hold a chip of ice against the cheeks and the jaw. Hot water feels good on the skin, but it strips it and leaves it slack and dry. Cold water does the exact opposite. It tightens everything and closes the skin back down. Black women on U Street came away from the basin firm, not flushed and open. The clinics sell a cold facial now, a machine they run over your face for $100. Lucille used the cold tap and a chip of ice out of the icebox. Tight skin does not fold into a line. Slack skin is the skin that folds, and her face stayed tight along the jaw for decades in the row house. Quick pause, one breath only. Everything on this list came from our women, the black women who knew and were never thanked. Your own grandmother was probably one of them, so stay close. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you kindly. And her full written guides are waiting for you at blackgrandmasvault.com. Now, back to the counting. Number 11, and this is the one that mattered more than all the creams put together. Lucille never let the sun sit on her face. Not ever. On U Street, the older black woman carried a wide hat to church and a parasol in the heat. She kept to the shady side of the street, and she pulled the brim of the hat down low. For years, that looked like nothing more than a careful way of dressing. Then the doctors finally caught up, and here is exactly what they found. Most of the lines on any face do not come from the passing years at all. They come from the sun, not the clock on the wall, the light in the sky. The sun is the thing that carves the wrinkle in. Nothing else does more of it. So Black women on U Street who stayed out of it simply never got carved. The sun cream they sell for that now fills a whole shelf, $20 and $30 a bottle. Lucille had a hat, a parasol, and the plain good sense to walk in the shade. No sun on the face meant no lines on the face. It was very nearly that simple. Number 10. In the ice box in LeDroit Park, there was always cold buttermilk. Some of it went into the biscuits, and some of it went straight onto Lucille's face. The older Black woman soaked a clean cloth in the cold buttermilk and laid it over her skin. She let it sit there while she rested a spell, and then she rinsed it all away. This was not a country notion with nothing at all behind it. Buttermilk carries lactic acid, and lactic acid is the gentlest peel there is. It lifts the dull, dead skin up off the top and leaves the fresh skin showing through. It is the very same acid they sell in the fine little jars at the counter today. Those jars run $50, $60, $80 for just a few ounces of it. Black women on U Street poured theirs from the same jug they baked their bread with. Fresh skin does not look old. Tired, dead skin is what looks old. And Lucille's face stayed bright and clear in the row house for pennies a soak. Stop right here for a second and see it. Not one thing on this list so far came out of a store. A hat, a jug of buttermilk, the cold tap, 2 jars of Pond's. An older Black woman was keeping her face young out of the icebox and off the shelf in her own kitchen. And the closer we get to number 1, the plainer the whole thing becomes. The smoothest face on U Street was never once bought. It was protected on purpose day after day. The last one is the one that held every other thing up. Keep going with me. Number 9. When Lucille rubbed the cream in, she only ever went the one way, up, never down. On U Street, the older Black woman worked from the jaw up toward the eyes and stopped. Every stroke lifted the skin instead of dragging it down toward the floor. It sounds like the smallest thing in the world. It was not. Skin gives in the direction you pull it, 10,000 times over the years. Pull it down each night and it learns to hang. Lift it and it learns to stay put. The salons sell a lifting massage for that now, $70 a session. Black women on U Street did it with 2 fingers and a small dab of cream. Up and up and up again, every night by the mirror. And the face held its shape high on the cheek, right where other faces start to fall. Number 8. The skin under the eye is the thinnest on the whole body. It creases first, and it puffs up first, and so Lucille guarded it close. In the row house on U Street, the older Black woman cut 2 cool slices and lay right back. Cucumber some days, a raw potato on the other days, when that was what the bin held. She set them over the eyes and let them draw the puff and the tiredness out. The raw potato carries something that quiets the dark and the swelling underneath. Black women on U Street rose up from that with the under eye smooth and calm. The eye creams that promise it now run $40 for a jar the size of a thumb. Lucille used a plain slice off whatever happened to be in the kitchen. A smooth under eye keeps a whole face looking rested, and rested is what looks young. When I first went looking into all of this, I kept waiting for the expensive part, the one product you simply had to go out and buy. It never once showed up. Every answer was already in the kitchen, or in the way she carried herself on U Street. Black women were not missing a single thing. They had all of it, the whole time. And the last three are the ones that kept the face the youngest of all. If you keep only a few of these, then keep the ones that are coming. There is far more of it written down for you at blackgrandmasvault.com. Now, let us finish this out. Number 7. At night, Lucille kept a small tin of plain lanolin right by the bed. On U Street, the older black woman touched a little of it into the deepest places, the corners of the mouth, the outer edge of the eye, the little folds that show up first. Lanolin is close to what the skin makes on its own, so it sinks in and it holds. It seals the moisture down all night long in the very spots that dry out the fastest. A dry fold slowly turns into a line. A soft fold never does. The night creams built on that same idea run $60 a jar at the counter. Black women on U Street bought a whole tin of lanolin at the drugstore for change. A dab in the right places every single night in the row house. And the folds that break so many other faces stayed soft on hers. Number 6. Lucille slept flat on her back, with her face up to the ceiling. Every night. On U Street, the older black woman never once pressed her cheek down into the pillow. It sounds like nothing at all. It is one of the very biggest on this list. Sleep on your side and the pillow folds the same crease into your face for hours. Do that every night for years, and the crease stops leaving in the morning. It sets in for good right there on the cheek and across the brow. So black women on U Street kept the face up and clean off the cloth. There is a whole pillow sold now just to fix the wrinkles that side sleeping presses in. Lucille simply lay on her back and let her face rest against nothing at all. No crease pressed in all night is no crease to keep by day. And her cheek stayed smooth in the row house, year after year after year. Number 5. This is the one that worked from the inside, and it is the strongest of them all. In the cupboard in LeDroit Park stood a brown glass bottle of cod liver oil. Every morning, Lucille took a spoon of it. She made a face at the taste, and she took it anyway. Black women on U Street knew it was good for the child, and just as good for the skin. Now here is the thing the counter will never once tell you. That oil is full of vitamin A, and vitamin A is the whole reason the strongest wrinkle cream works. The most powerful thing a skin doctor can hand you today is built straight on it. Lucille was taking that by the spoon, decades before they ever put it in a tube. The prescription for it now costs about what a week of groceries costs. The older black woman had a bottle sitting in the cupboard for $1 or $2. The very same medicine, from the inside out, feeding the skin every day, and it showed on U Street in a face that would simply not line. Number 4. Before the day even started, Lucille drank a full glass of water, plain water, at the basin on U Street before anything else touched her lips. And when the light went down at night, the older black woman went on to bed, early and without fuss. Dry skin lines, tired skin sags. Both of those troubles start on the inside. Water each and every morning kept the skin full instead of thin. The rest each night was when the skin quietly did its mending, unbothered. Black women on U Street did not sit up late. There was hard work waiting at dawn. The clinics sell drips and pills for that same glow now, for real money. Lucille had a glass from the tap and a full night in her own bed. Full skin and rested skin holds its shape, and hers did, for a whole lifetime. Number 3. And here is where that little green jar truly earned its place. Every single night, Lucille never touched soap or water to her face. Not once. Instead, the older black woman took the Pond's cold cream, thick, up on 2 fingers. She spread it over the whole face, heavy, and let it sit and soften the whole day off. Then the older black woman took a soft cloth and wiped that whole day clean away with it. The dirt lifted, the skin came clean, and it was left with a thin coat of cream still on it. Soap strips of face raw. This did the very opposite. It cleaned and it fed in one motion. Black women on U Street went to bed with that cream still working while they slept. Pond sold that one jar to the whole country on a single promise of a young face. The cleansing balms built on that same idea now run $40 and $50. Lucille used a jar that cost pennies and lasted her half of a year, cleaned without stripping, and fed all night long. That is a face that does not age. Number 2, and this one people almost never guess. Lucille kept her face still. She did not frown, and she did not squint into the light. On U Street, the older black woman met the bright day with the brim of her hat, not a scrunch of the brow. The older black woman did not knot up her forehead over every little worry. She let it stay smooth, because a line is a fold worn into the skin by the very same face you make, over and over. Frown 10,000 times, and the frown stays right there after the feeling is long gone. The needle they sell now works by freezing the face, so it simply cannot move to crease. Lucille froze nothing at all. She just rested her face and let it stay calm. Black women on U Street who kept a quiet brow kept a smooth one to match. No fold ever worked in as no line ever left behind, and her forehead stayed clear and open in the row house all her life. Number 1, and this one was never for sale in any jar on any shelf. Lucille did not believe her face was a problem to be fixed. On U Street, the older black woman never once woke up at war with the mirror. She was not chasing a younger face. She was simply keeping the one she already had. And that is the reason every other thing on this whole list even happened. A woman who hates her own face will scrub it, and strip it, and burn it trying to fix it. The older black woman did none of that. She protected her face gently, and she left it be, so it never cracked, and it never fell, and it never lined. The counter has sold us everything on earth except that one quiet idea. Black women on U Street had it for nothing, in a row house, with a jar of Ponds. Your face was never the enemy. It only ever needed keeping and not fixing. Look at that face one more time. 74 years old, in a row house in LeDroit Park, and not one line on it. Nothing that kept it young ever came from a doctor. Not one single thing. 2 jars of Ponds, a hat against the sun, buttermilk from the icebox, a quiet brow. Lucille is gone now, but the face is here in a photograph, and a young black girl on U Street still has it. She has the whole way it was done, handed to her at that same vanity. If this warmed you, and if you want to hold on to it, do these 2 small things. Tap like and subscribe to the channel so more of it can be kept. And every one of these, written out plain, is waiting at blackgrandmasvault.com. The link is right below this video. Take good care of the skin you were given. It was never the problem. I will see you on the next one.